So I basically am starting this because I'm talking to those out there who see or feel or understand the so-called blackout, the boycott of Asian businesses, and those who don't understand what's going on. Hmm. How hard is it to understand a basic math, right? Which is the black community is just tired of being disrespected at every turn. We always turn the other cheek for every other group, while every other group continually look down, punch down, and do what they're gonna do. And don't misinterpret what I'm doing or saying at all, because this ain't woe is me at all. This is actually the opposite. If you listen to what I'm saying, right? This isn't sad me. This is we told you motherfuckers, we gave you chances, and now we've wisened up to man. The only way to beat the person is to become them. So on behalf of the black community who are boycotting, thank you. We thank you all for pushing us so hard as a collective. Individually in your own right, but still pushed to show enough was enough. And we wisened up and realized we're all we got. Let's take back the only thing we really have, the only thing we can really control, our dollars. So now everybody feels some kind of way. Why? Why? Why do you feel some kind of way? Hmm? I'm saying people call us racist for putting money in our communities. But the funny thing is, the white people specifically, who say, that the black people live in racist, they have never even frequented the Asian businesses whatsoever. They don't go there, right? Because the most of the Asian stores are tailored to the black communities in which they reside. So how are you, an outsider, gonna tell the people who live within that community what is and isn't racist? That doesn't even make sense, right? But yet, there it is, once again, motherfuckers on the outside telling the Asian community, telling the black community what is and isn't the thing. And, as always, the proximity to whiteness got people jumping at the chance to please their white masters. And so, there you have it. The divide and the rift between the black and the Asian community, it is what the fuck it is. It was inevitable, right? Motherfuckers are only gonna put up with disrespect for so long. It just is what it is, right? Like, for the longest, the black community has put up with, tolerated being looked down on, followed, misjudged, characterized, while every other group was doing the same thing. Nobody was any more, any less. When you talk about proximity in group activity, right? Theft, crime, education, all that stuff, in proximity to one's group, if you check statistics. But yet somehow everybody always want to take the black experience and the black numbers on a national scale. Nobody else gets that grace. Why is that? That's the wildest fucking thing to me. And it's like, okay, fine. We get it. We get it. Right? You have woken us up. So now we are like, terrific. Thank you for showing us that we're all we got. We'll take it. You know what I'm saying? And not only will we take it, we'll do it in such a way that empowers us within, right? Because all those trillions and trillions of dollars that we were giving to other groups, helping other groups eat, other groups get rich, we're about to help other black entrepreneurs come up so they can create generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? So there can be another Black Wall Street. I saw somebody say, "Oh yeah, we should redo another Black Wall Street," and I completely agree. That is an excellent idea, right? Another Black Wall Street. People want segregation. it seems to be inevitable around here. And so it's like, okay, cool, cool. Let's get it. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I am doing the best I can to be like, you know what? People disrespecting the black community. We've taken all we're gonna take. Let's do it. Let's give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I find it so funny that everybody shits and looks down on the black community, but steals so much of everything that makes people themselves. It comes from the black community to some degree. To some degree, whether it's the way people dress, the way people speak, their vernacular, certain words that they may or may not use, how they may or may not use it, the spices and seasonings that they use, you know, like anything. The way they drive with the one hand on the wheel. You even see it in movies and TV shows where the way they hold their guns for whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all influenced by that. So let's not pretend that we're not influential. Yet we can all see these things and appreciate them for what they are, yet strip the credit from the very group that creates the thing and belittle them and treat them as if they're nothing, as if they're non existent. In what world? In what world? No, 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 no. I made a post on TikTok a few days ago urging, and I put it, I posted it on here on YouTube as well as my Instagram and Facebook. But basically, what it said is, stop. We gotta stop saying we gotta stop saying we're not our ancestors. Yes, we are. Remember, they fought. In order for you to be here today, your ancestors had to have gotten down at some stage. And regardless of that, we didn't just start off as slaves, guys. Like, I know that's what we're taught. And I know that's what people want us to believe, that we just came from the lowest of the low. No, 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 no. That was only a monicum of who we are and our true identity and our true roots. So don't fall for just, oh, slave, slave, slave. Yeah, that's a big part because that's the closest history and that's the closest link to, you know, trying to get us a sense of identity going back to who we are. But we come from kings, we come from queens, we come from royalty, we come from the people who invented mathematics, science, philosophy. You know, like I'm seeing pictures and stuff where it's like Greeks were black. You know what I'm saying? The Spaniards were black. What are we talking about? So people think that it's just all Africa. It's not just all Africa. That shit was spread out because the landmass was one mass, right? So it was easy to cross a lot of this on horseback. It was easy for a lot of these people to walk. How do you think some emperors and shit was conquering masses of land? Because it was there. I digress. The point being, we were here. We came from that. You know, I'm not going to keep allowing my mindset to be stuck on one aspect, the most negative aspect, the aspect where if it truly gets into your feelings, it can drive you down and people can control you. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that despair of, oh man, I come from such bad stock. I'm nothing. I need someone to give me identity. I need someone to tell me who I am. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know who you are. And if you don't, you figure it out. You don't ever let somebody tell you who you are. And that's what we are doing. And that's what this ban, boycott, I call it wealth transfer. That's what this is. This is us taking back our identity so that we can figure out who we are. We've gotten so separated from the idea, the objective of truly freeing ourselves that we forgot that there's more, there's more to us out, there's more to us, right? This is what I mean. We were so busy trying to get a seat at their table in their lunch diners and stuff like that. We forgot that black restaurants and stuff existed. And we boycotted and rallied our shit on out of existence. Now what? Hmm? Now what? Now we are struggling to get that back. We're struggling to get that back. And it should be something so simple. But that was the point where the other communities came in, implanted themselves, rooted themselves, They became down. They became street. They became hood. They learned the vernacular. They learned the dance. They learned the music. They learned everything they needed to learn to ingratiate themselves properly to survive, to set up their businesses, because they could not go to those white land masses and settle over there. So they had to make do over here. They made their money, they made their fortune, and then their ambition started to grow, and their hatred and their deep rootedness, the deep rooted hatred truly started to peak, because as that money started to grow and they realized the better things that they can have over there with the white individuals, they had a choice to make, and they made it, right? And then the divide began. But the problem was they were already so deep rooted in the community, black people just let it slide. Let it slide, like we always do. Just let it slide. And now they're in there, and the roots of that ancestry goes deep, right? Like it ain't as simple as um just like tearing a piece of paper, or a chip nail. No, the roots of those two of our communities, the black and Asian community, run deep, right? Like, because at some point in time there was actual camaraderie between the two communities. There was actual love and mutual respect between the two communities. But then something went wrong. The proximity to whiteness, the hope of being picked, the original pick me's, if you will. But my thing is this: how do now you got your money, you still collect a check from that same community, and yet you got the audacity to shit on them? Not only that, you dared us. And that's the thing, you dared us to do this. You literally said, I dare the black community to boycott. I dare you. You'll never do it. In what lifetime? In what lifetime? The balls of anybody to tell anybody, you can't make this shit up. But I'm thanking you, and I'm thanking everybody. I'm thanking everybody who is continually and constantly calling the black community racist. Keep it coming. Make yourself known. Don't be shy. Not in today's age. In today's age, stand on it. Stand 10 toes down and give us your big one. Tell me I'm racist. Why? Why am I racist to you? Why is the black community racist? Because we decided to reinvest in ourselves, reinvest in our community. Because every program that the black community was a part of got slashed and cut. So it's like, okay, we'll take our own money and we will reinvest it in our schools. Why is that a problem? All the money that were allocated that was supposed to go to our schools have gone to white schools, or have gone to charter schools, have gone to private schools. You know, you push motherfuckers to the brink so far, they're going to rebel. But it's the way in which they rebel that makes the difference. Our grandparents rebelled from marching in the streets and, you know, um, singing songs for the hands, some had resistance and all that stuff. We, this new age today, we smartened up, and it's like we realize that now everybody only cares about money, so it's money that will do. Cold hard cash. That's all people care about. Cold hard cash. Okay. So since cold hard cash is the medium in which everyone wants to operate, we shall operate in said medium. The issue that I have is, in order for there to be unity in the black community, for real, I mean true unity, we gotta put religion aside in this shit. You can't be talking about we shall overcome and Jesus is coming back and all this shit when we're dealing in reality. And reality is we need to do what we need to do with our resources now, right? If you believe in God, whatever. If you don't, whatever. But we need to be on one accord economically, right? For any other aspect of Differences aside, there should be no. I would, but no, no. Unless you truly don't agree with the collective and you need to be removed, okay, then remove yourself. Go to where you feel you need to go. You will not be harmed. But if you infiltrate with the intention of doing harm, messing up the progress, slowing down, reporting back to another group, you will be eliminated. Eliminated immediately. There's nothing wrong with communities want to support themselves. Communities do it all the time, right? It's our turn. It's our turn to support ourselves. What could possibly be wrong with that? Please tell me. I want anyone to tell me what could be wrong with a community wanting to support themselves. Anybody? You see, it can't be done. Yet we're labeled racist. How? How? We're labeled racist by people who don't even go to the stores that they're talking about. Make that make sense. People say, "Oh, well, if you're gonna boycott Asian businesses, then don't use Asian products like cell phones and laptops." You name the two things where the majority of those products come from Africa. The raw goods come from Africa. So without the raw goods, there will be no manufacturing. You understand how that works, right? So you're daring someone not to do something and then giving them the parameters or whatever BS goalpost you're attempting. You give them those parameters, but the parameters are held up by the materials that come from the people in which you're talking down on. So, what goalpost do you have to move if they come from Africa? If the raw iron comes from Africa, explain that to me. You cannot. But hey, keep shitting on us. It don't matter, right? Because all that's gonna do is just strengthen our resolve. It's just gonna strengthen our resolve. And the fear, it's the irony, it's the great irony, right? It's like the fear that people have is why they're stomping down on us so hard, which is they don't want us to rise because of the economic boom, of the takeover. Like it would be on a global scale. Um, they're pushing us to the brink, and the point and the crazy part is the irony of doing that is that's the thing that's going to drive us to that end, right? Because you did a lousy job. You as opposed to allowing said individuals to ingratiate like properly, where you really could have controlled the masses. You ingratiated, but not in a real way. You did it in a way that it was so obvious and prevalent that the prejudice and biases and bigotry and the racism was still there, right? And so the people gritted their teeth and bided their time to see if this system was really working for them or working against them. Bided their time. Time went on. They realized, okay, this isn't working. What can we do? But at the time, when they were realizing that the system wasn't working, it was too late. They were so deep into that system at that point that trying to remove it was impossible to, right? So a new system took form, and it was damn near like a second wave of slavery, if you will. Okay. Basically, I'm saying all this to say this: we're going to use what tools we now have to open doors that were shut by a government and a system whose only objective, whose literal only objective of survival was eliminating us. I genuinely now believe that. The US government's only objective, destroying black people. Democrats and Republicans, destroying black people. Republicans want to destroy black people quickly, wholesale. Democrats want to destroy black people slowly, poisonous, like from the inside out. but they still want to destroy us. So, I mean, pick your poison. Without us pooling our resources to really affect change and decision, we'll never have it. And what I mean is, until the government sees that we come together and we have enough economic leverage, because that's what we need. We need economic leverage. Once we have economic leverage, to then go to the government and say, fuck off, and or whatever the case may be, they'll never listen to us. They'll continue with the status quo, right? And that's our fault because we're not pooling our resources. We're not being taken seriously because we're not taking ourselves seriously, right? That's what we need to do. We need to take ourselves seriously. It is unfortunate that it takes our babies being killed and slaughtered, public executions, public executions, for people to listen, and they barely still listen because it don't affect them. It's not their kids, right? So this is why when we say we are we got and we stand alone, this is what we mean. This is exactly what we mean. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel bad for anybody. If your business suffers because black dollars were taken out of it, good. It's your fault. You should have respected us. You should have valued the customer. You shouldn't have treated us like we're less than. Good. Good. What do you want? You want somebody to cry for you? Hmm? You want some tears? Huh? You're sad that the people you shat upon no longer want to visit your stores? Too bad. You know, respect is a mutual, a beneficial to both parties. It goes both ways. And when you break that, it is an unspoken contract between two parties, two or more parties, of politeness and courteousness, right? Until proven being the operative word, otherwise. But yet, a motherfucker will walk in and see my skin tone and just assume they know what I am and they know what I'm about, they know what I'm doing. And then the environment shifts on that perception. The whole energy shifts, the whole interaction shifts, the whole transaction, should there be one, shifts. But then when we point these out, we're being super sensitive, hypersensitive. We're making it up. You know, it's their store, it's their policy. But when you walk in, you don't get followed around. You don't get spoken about. You get a smile. More times than not, when these Asian people speak to you, they damn near lose their accents to speak properly to a white person. But when it comes to a black person, well, damn, they fresh off the boat. They don't know English, right? Like uh, when they be like, how do you say? No English, no English. Motherfucker, that's English. I'm sure when you was learning it, you didn't just stop at that sentence. I mean, hey, here's what it is, you know, like it ain't even hatred anymore. It's actually resolution. We're resolved. Like we are coming together slowly, you know, never late is better. But you know, it is what it is. I'm excited to see what the future is. I'm excited to see how far we can go with this. You know, I want to know what else we can affect, what other kind of change we can affect. I want to know what else we can build, what else we can gatekeep. And not only that, I want to see how far the outside world is willing to go to get a peek, to infiltrate, to bring it down, to corrupt it, to label it, to propagandize it. Because you know it's coming. You know it's coming. You know, as I look around, I'm constantly trying to figure out where is everybody, what stores motherfuckers going to find the audacity, right? Where are people going to find the audacity to expect anybody from the black community to continue to be shit on and just take it? I'll wait for a response because I won't get one. I'm not gonna get one because it's just a global thing. You know, it's just widely accepted for some reason. It's some reason that shit is widely accepted. Why? Hmm? Why? But ultimately, it's fear and jealousy. People are afraid of us. People are afraid of us. You built the stereotype. You built the propaganda, and then you came to fear your own propaganda. You've done way more horrible shit, but yet we're the monsters. We're the savages. There is no place on earth that these white people haven't gone and done complete destruction, annihilation of existences. And yet black people are seen as savages and brutes and all these things. How does that happen? Good propaganda, good PR. I'll tell you that much. Like, goddamn, like that's some good propaganda. Uh, but it's like, how do we know history? We know the stuff that white men have done. I mean, motherfuckers chopping off hands to get people to work. We know the horrible stuff that white people have done. It is documented. Some people even idolize what people have done, the horrible stuff. And yet black people are seen as animals and savages and brutes. Make that make sense? That's the craziest thing ever. People idolize Christopher Columbus. This man did horrible things to children. People, children, little beings that everybody swear to care about. He did horrible things to them, right? He's idolized. Cities, towns named after him. But black people are like savages. How? Somebody was like, they know the name of every kind of ship, every type of Viking ship. There are Viking ships that still stand today, like in museums and whatnot. There are all kinds of ships, but there are no slave ships to be found. Where? Why not? They just all disappeared. You're telling me that there was thousands and thousands of trips of the slave Atlantic trade, and no one knows. They don't even know the name of slave ships. Everybody always talking, oh, the Amistad, oh, the Amistad. Amistad my ass. Like, damn, come on, man. Come on now. I feel like I'm more likely to find the name of slave ships by watching Pirates of the Caribbean. People are wondering why. Wondering. Like it's the insult. The insult to me is how people have the audacity to wonder how the black community said, we done. We pulling out. How? How? I'll give you an example. What is your first thought when you think about a black person? If it's anything negative, there's your answer. This is why we're gatekeeping. This is why we're keeping to ourselves. This is why we're like screw everybody else. This is why we're like we're all we got. This is why we're like we are stronger as one than we are, ever will be divided. People have been doing good for a very long time, keeping us divided. And it's you never can predict when the moment's going to hit that brings everybody together. You just never know. These moments just happen. It's like lightning in a bottle. But when they hit, especially when everybody's paying attention at the same time, magic. Like, it's something that shocks the world. And trust me, the world is being shocked. We are shaking the world. It's the very fear that they had. We're now literally, it's literally like It's no longer a concept, right? And as long as it's no longer a concept and the wheels are moving, people are gonna be afraid. Mark my words, like real campaigns are about to start going out trying to infiltrate the black community in some kind of way because of our resistance, right? Everybody's gonna be catering to them black dollars. Watch. I've already seen a lot of fake AI um, commercials for fake businesses, where they're real businesses, but they claim to be black owned. Come to find out, they are China made. Chinese salesmen are making AI commercials using black individuals to sell their fake Chinese products, but they're marketing it as black owned businesses. Make that make sense? Hmm? Everybody hates us, everybody disrespects us, but yet we keep getting used. It is amazing to me. The world is just useless without us. I'm like, really think about that. Where would the world be without black people? On either front, on the creativity front, where would the world be? And if they didn't have us to talk bad about or have someone to look down on, what would that world look like? Hmm? What would that look like if the real monsters were left, so that and there was no other group standing in their way to really fake like uh this thin veneer of savagery of one group while ignoring the blatant savagery of the other. If that shit was no longer, we were no longer there to put the pin on the scapegoats. How would that world look? I mean, if anybody has an answer, hey, don't be afraid. Like, chime in. Let me know. But don't sit here and act surprised like you don't know why we're pooling our resources. We're reinvesting in the black community. Don't act surprised. You all know why. Because if the first thing, like I said, you think of is something negative about African American, when it comes to mind, then there you have it. So shouldn't you be on board with segregation? Hmm? Economic segregation? Shouldn't you be on board with it? Or or how about you and your friend and your family go patronize the Asian businesses? Why not? What's the problem? Hmm? Hmm? If we, the black community, are so racist, and you don't want to see your friend's Asian business or some viral Asian business fail, then you go patronize them. Why don't you go give them your money? You won't do it because they don't sell anything for you. And the irony is, you walk in there and you won't have the same experience because they're going to be kissing your ass so much. Oh, thank you for coming. Oh, yes, blah, 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 blah. They're not going to follow you around the store, and if they do, it's going to be out of pure worship. Pure worship. They might be licking your boots so hard that even though you can't buy anything in that store, I mean, I don't know, maybe whatever, white women do crazy shit. So you find something in the store, it's free. They'll give it to you for free just for the validation of having you there. So the experience wouldn't even be the same. But either way, go give them your patronage. Why not? Drive your ass to the hood or wherever they be and give them your patronage. You could end racism right there. Or, better yet, here we go. Start them a GoFundMe. Isn't that what y'all do? Y'all love y'all GoFundMes. Start a GoFundMe for every Asian business that's failing due to the fact that black people have decided to pool their dollars. You go start a GoFundMe for all of them. And watch how broke you motherfuckers go. But hey, you can do it. You can do it. You all can do whatever you set your mind to. You wanted to reverse affirmative action? Boom, there you go. Couldn't get into college easier without it though, but you still reversed it. Which granted, congratulations. Boom, you did that. What else? You reversed. I mean, you're killing black kids and getting away with it. Boom, there you go. What more do you want? So We're not going to hit the streets like y'all think we're gonna do. Everybody's just waiting for this powder keg of the black community to just go ape shit, right? To go ape, like right? No, no. Why? What's the point? Hmm? We know how this game. We know how this game ends. No, 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 no. If we want economic, like if we want control and we want to live through it, we gotta hit people where it hurts. The wallets. That's the only way people will listen. The weird thing is, the white people that's rocking so hard with this nationalism shit, and the ones who are stoking the fire of white nationalism are on two different accords, and that's what's so funny because the white ones who are on the upper echelon are just stoking the fire for the lower ones, and then they just saunter off in their jets or whatever and go do whatever they're gonna do, you know, because they now got you riled up to go fight their war for them, and then they step in every now and again, or they fund it every now and again, or they do a post, or they do a tweet, or they do a picture, something to make it look like they're down for the cause, and something to keep it going just enough, right? Just enough to continue to profit off of it. You're out here screwed up. And they're gone. Long gone. But I mean, hey, everybody out there calling the black community racist, fuck it. I'll take that charge. Because if by racist you mean standing on business, deciding to take control back, not take it back, create control, mold it to what we need it to be, and then present it to the world and be like, this is what it is. If that's racist, then racist be we. And that's okay. Because people throw that word around, like, people just love throwing that word around. Oh, this is racist. Oh, that is racist. Oh, racist, racist, racist. But they don't know the root cause, the root of that word. People without power cannot be racist to those with. Right? It is the power to change another group's circumstances through privilege and or will. That's racism. But anyway, I'm not out here giving out lessons on that shit. I'm telling you, the audacity that people have to act surprised and shocked. It's like, get out of here, get out of here, go somewhere. It gets to the point where people get fed up. Everybody has a kill switch. Everybody has an off button. Everybody has a bad day. And everybody has a point where it's like, no more, no more. And while I don't speak for every black person because not all skin folk is skin folk. Not all skin folk is skin folk. I speak for those who connect to what I'm saying. We realize that at the root of everything, the only color that matters is green to the outside world. And that's why I'm like, we should use that knowledge, right? The irony is we don't even need to move in silence because there's no point, right? People saying they're gonna boycott black businesses. Who's going? What white person? I want somebody right now to tell me what white person, what any other race, Mexican, whomever, are going to black owned businesses. You don't go. that's a choice. You know, you don't want to go. You don't even think of it. You don't think of those places, right? Okay. So when we separate, don't you should just accept it. We all agree that the best option and the best idea is separation. So when we separate, everybody should be happy, right? Everybody's willing, understanding, and agree that that's the best option, that's the best solution. So that's what we're doing. Little by little, we're finding ways to break ties with old habits, old disrespects, old anybody that's just trying to annihilate us. We're just breaking with the bullshit, and we're going to stick together. And for the first time, social media is working to our advantage as a collective. In today's time, in real time, we're watching social media work to our advantage, and the people who made it are regretting it. See, because in the beginning, it was made. Social media was made as a distraction so that the rich can keep siphoning things off of us. And then they saw the 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 benefit in it, which was advertising, and then it became distracting in the implementation of advertising. And the thing about advertising is repetition, right? So the more you online, the more you're willing to see the same product, right? And then it got in your head. But now people have evolved past seeing advertising. So when we see it, we just block it out and keep pushing. And now we're using social media as a tool. And that's what the black community is doing. We are going to win. Watch. Watch when we get too strong. They're going to try to do something to shut it down. Or people are going to get blocked or whatever banned. And that's where we're going to be switching to other social media platforms. But mark my words. Mark my words. We've seen it happen way too many times before. Someone's gonna get declared crazy or go missing or a plethora of options. We'll see. We'll see. But just know, just know that the black community, we for the longest have tolerated your disrespect, your backstabbing, your highbrow, your insults, your murdering of our children, or our men or our women, your lackadaisical attitude toward our existence as a whole, as a collective. Your theft. You're just inhumanity. The thing is, you're just inhumane. But then you smile in people's face. And everybody's dying to be close to that specific race. The race of savages. Wow. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked when, as they sing, don't be shocked when the leopards eat your face. Num 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 num. Like every disrespect was noted. Whether you saw the tears from an individual who was murdered by a white cop or a person of another race cop, whether you saw the tears or a smile, they were noted. The hurt, the anger, senseless deaths, all just because of their skin, color of their skin. Senseless. Because you've proven that our lives don't matter. The only thing people understand is economics. Well, hit them where it hurts. Economics it is. You know, when I was a kid, I used to have really, really high hopes about what I thought the world was, and I realize now, being older, that that was intentionally funneled and pumped into the, like a false sense, of hypnotism. I was indoctrinated into that thought that America was great, and anything was possible and all this jazz. And the older I get, I realize it's not even about being any and everything. It's about, well, I used to think it was about us versus them, but now I realize it's us versus them, right? Because every group, every group outside the black community, every fucking group have taken swings at the black community. It's like we're batting practice and target practice. For everybody else, we're punching and kicking bags and laughing stocks across the world. But yet everybody steals from us. I've not seen a natural organic thought from a white person, a European, or anybody outside of that hasn't somewhat mirrored a black one ever. Not in my lifetime. Because even when I thought they did come from a white person, came to find out it was stolen. It was plagiarized, theft. Because that's what they're good at. They're good at theft. Amongst every other atrocity, they're good at theft. So don't act like you're surprised that the black people, the black community, said, "Fuck it, we're not spending our money with Asian individuals." Don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. Don't go. I mean, if you want to it's so funny because people are sitting there calling the black community racist. That ain't the worst thing you've called us. So I mean, whatever. You think we care? I know it could be said, well, of course you care because you're talking on here. Yes, I'm just talking on here. But it's also things that need to be said. Because why not? So, I'm just saying, how do people who, if something befell them and they had the chance to give revenge, they would do it. They can understand that concept, but when they see it executed in real life, on someone who isn't them or they can't quote unquote empathize for it, they act as if they can't understand how another person would also seek revenge or would also do whatever it is to protect themselves. How can you not understand that logic? The thing is, I'm not even ranting about the poorness of how black people get treated. It's actually the opposite. If you listen to what I'm saying, I mean, we listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm excited and I'm kind of bragging and gloating about the possibilities of our economic freedom, the economic boom of businesses, millionaires, black millionaires, black entrepreneurs, myself included. Um, this isn't a, this is black love, black unity, black community. This is a roll call to the black collective. This is one black man to another. This is brown skin to another. This is me just living in the moment, enjoying the idea of what our economic power can do. The idea, because now we're on the map. Now we're being seen. You know why? Because panic is starting to take place on TikTok and other social medias. Panic is setting in, right? Oh, we don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need you. Yeah, that's pride now. You're going through the stages of grief. Now you're at anger. This is anger stage. Don't worry. Bargaining will soon take place. Okay. Um, Denial, and then anger, and then bargaining, negotiation, and then depression, and then acceptance. And right now they're in anger. They're in anger. Right now, the Asian community is in anger at the black community. But don't worry, soon they'll get to the negotiation and bargaining community, and that's okay. We'll move on. But just like we were a stepping stool for a lot of other communities, and now we've shut the door, we're no longer deciding to be that. You're gonna be a stepping stone to us, but not in the same way. We're gonna step over you and not on you. We're gonna step over you to get to the next block that we'll then have to step over economically. To show that we mean business, to show that we're not asking anymore, to show that we don't need you to write laws to protect us. We can take care of ourselves. We don't need you to fund our schools. We can educate our own kids. We don't need you because every time your money comes in, your influence comes in. Every time your influence comes in, blackness, culture, all the things that quintessentially made us get stripped out, and everything that you want us to be, which is slaves, not even real people, not even second class people, lower than animals. You want that. You want that kind of influence in our schools, and we're saying no. No, no, you can't have that. Because for too long you've had that. You've had that influence. I myself have suffered from so much cognitive dissonance from the Bible alone, the white man's Bible alone. I can't, man. And the more things I learn outside of the Bible, just about myself, my community, the history that I was taught, it's hard to to be mad at people who X themselves and send themselves to the beyond, who self eject because it's a lot to handle. It takes strength to live in this world to know what you know about things that shouldn't be what it is, but it is. What I mean, like the world, the earth is 90% water. Why the fuck are we paying for water? Spices, herbs are everywhere, but we go to the store and pay for them. Everything fruit, we let them cut the trees down and sell us the fruit back. Poisoned, by the way, modified, by the way, but we allow them to give it back to us. We used to do bartering. We don't barter anymore. Why not? Right? But all I'm saying is, there was a time where there was community. Community used to be the notion. But individuals let in other individuals come in and infiltrate and tell them. And now we're in a position where everybody hates everybody. But nobody's more disrespected than the black man or the black community. Prove me wrong, right? That's always everybody's notion. Everybody's notion when you hear we talk about black people is something negative. Always. People can't handle the truth, but it's always. Come on now. Let's be for real. So, hey, it is what it is. We've had enough. And we're not trying to hide it, but at the same time, we're not we're not we're not asking. And we don't care about them cool ass celebrities either. We come around every time some political aspect to come up to try to get their influence to divide the black vote so they can really get what they really want, which is Republican influence, because they're in those percentiles, but they can't say that. So what do? They pedal to the black community so they can still look good. Right? They're doing the white man's job, they're doing the Republican job, they're doing the conservative job, they're doing Trump's job for him. But they're doing it in such a sneaky way where they think they're playing chess like we don't know. Like we don't know patterns. We're the best group of understanding and recognizing patterns, and yet here they come doing their coon ass shit, shucking and jiving. You should do this for boss. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We know what's happening. Let's be for real. But we play along until, we get food, shame on us. We allow it to happen, shame on you, blah, blah, blah. But now that we're hip to you, should you continue to treat us like we're ignorant and stupid, we will eliminate you. You know, it is sad that our what I saw who was it? Malcolm X. Malcolm X said it is only the black community that have entertainers as their leaders. What sense does that make? And he was absolutely right. No other race has an entertainer that stands in front as any aspect of a leader for their race. Show me somebody who does that. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. They don't have it because they have people who take the cause seriously. But you got entertainers that want to get up and you know what? And the problem is the entertainers are being paid by people, so they're being influenced and inspired. But when you stand in the street, not being paid by anybody or being paid by the people directly, then they can't stop you. So I mean, unfortunately, nobody listens. Everybody just keeps disrespecting black people, and so we're gonna repay people in kind. Yeah, we're gonna repay people in kind. Tastes like mint. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this up in summation and be like, don't be surprised. And you know what? I don't think y'all are surprised. I think y'all are faking this because we don't know what a selective outrage. But even selective outrage is like anything the black community does, anything positive, it gets spun negatively. Anything toward black community, black love, black peace, black power, it means hate towards everybody else. We can't put black in front of anything without them always trying to attach some negative connotation. But the thing is, even we ignore it, and that just fuels it. We don't care, and they just they hate it. They hate it. But you know what? We're no longer internalizing that and embodying that. That's their problem. And now I'm so glad. I'm so glad that so many of us are starting to see that their thoughts and their opinions and their shit don't matter. They broke free of the idea of proximity to whiteness. We broke free, guys. Like we don't see it, and we don't need other groups to see it. That's on them. Maybe when they're continually being shot on, when they get stomped down, maybe they'll finally wake the fuck up. You would have thought that the Hispanic community would have said it, but no, they're still sucking at the teeth for whatever reason. Whatever reason, they're hanging tough, still thinking that they're gonna get saved or whatever the case may be. They are literally singing I will vote for Donald Trump" on the boat back to wherever the hell he sent them. And yet they're still thinking and hoping that that proximity to whiteness that they're clinging on to will save them, and it won't. But regardless of if that's the case or it's not, we, the black community, got pushed too far. And now we're pushing back. And we don't care who like it and who don't like it. Right? It's not our problem. I would say next time, but there'll be no next time because the next community is the next stepping stone. So keep fucking around, keep finding out. Speaking for the black community, those who are involved. Peace.